Right, so if we need a little bit of help getting started on our vert today, I've got a few examples to walk you through. So when we are solving equations, we always want to start by drawing that line down the equal sign. And we're going to cover the side that doesn't have our variable. And we want to move the term that is farthest away from your variable. So what's not even touching? In this case, that would be the negative 31. So we're going to do inverse operations to move that to the other side. So instead of a negative 31, we will do positive 31 or add 31. And if we do it on one side of the line, we've got to do the same thing on the other. So we'll add 31 to the other side. So these will cancel. We will have x over 7 drop down, equal sign comes down, negative 29 plus 31 is going to give us 2. Again, we'll cover the side that doesn't have our variable. This says x divided by 7 now. So to undo that division, we will multiply both sides. We'll say times 7 and times 7. So these will cancel. X will drop down. And 2 times 7 gives us 14. For our next example, we're going to have to distribute first. So remember, we use a box to distribute. So still like drawing a line down the equal sign, covering the side that doesn't have your x, and when we have that number outside of parentheses, that's what tells us to distribute. So it might be a 5, it might be just a negative, like a negative 1. Whatever's going on, if you have something outside parentheses, we need to distribute. So I'm going to draw a box over here to help us get started with that. Because we have 2 terms inside our parentheses, our box needs 2 little squares. The 5 will go out front, x minus 1 will be on top, and we multiply to get the things inside the box. So 5 times x will give us 5x. 5 times negative 1 will give us negative 5. We can't combine those two, so we'll just write them out over here. 5x minus 5 equals 10. Now we'll cover the side that doesn't have x again, and we're moving the term that is farthest away from x. In this case, it's a negative 5, so we'll do the opposite by adding 5. Doing that on both sides. The 5x drops down, and plus 5 gives us 15. Still covering the side that doesn't have x. This says 5 times x, 5 multiplied by x, so we'll undo that multiplication with division. So x equals 15 divided by 5 will give us 3. Our last example today, we're going to start by drawing a line down the equal sign. And we want to cover the side that doesn't have x, but in this case both sides have x. So we have to get our variable terms on the same side of the equal sign. So we can either add 3x or subtract 1x. My recommendation is that we always just move the term that's on the right side. So it doesn't matter. You can go either way, but I think it's good to have one way and just kind of stick to it. So I'm going to move the term on the right side. So instead of a positive 1x, we'll subtract 1x. And if we're doing it on this side, we have to do it on the other side as well. And I'm going to do it right below the other x term because we are going to combine those. So negative 3x minus 1 more x is going to put us at negative 4x minus 3 equals, the x minus x is going to cancel out. Negative 23 will drop down. Now we're able to cover the side of the equation that doesn't have our variable, that doesn't have x. So again, we're moving the term that's farthest away, that's not touching. That would be the negative 3. So we'll do the opposite by adding 3. So negative 4x drops down. Negative 23 plus 3 leaves us with negative 20. Again, the side that doesn't have x, that says negative 4 times x, negative 4 multiplied by x. So we'll undo that multiplication with division. Dividing both sides by negative 4. So x will drop down, equals negative 20 divided by negative 4 will give us 5.